Candace Owens. Candace Owens is the most honorable person, I think, on the internet today. Candace Owens. Candace Owens. Candace Owens. The evil, the grifter, the demonic, is the most honorable person there is. Her fault, she's too honest. She doesn't mollify. She doesn't dampen her thoughts. She thinks that she can say whatever she wants. She thinks this is a free country. She thinks that she is able to say what she wants. Candace Owens believes that she lives in a free country where the First Amendment allows her, invites her, provides her with the opportunity and the basis and bases and the chance to say and to speak and to think what she wants. She believes this. She believes that when you are honorable yourself and when you're trying to solve the murder of your son, your son, excuse me, your friend, our son, I'm sure this is going to, you say what's on your mind. You don't mince words. Candace Owens doesn't mince words. Candace Owens says what she wants. And we live in a world of grifters. You know this guy Bustamante? You know this CIA guy with the hair? My good friend John Kiriakou says, what is he talking about? He just talks bullshit. They just say these things. There's these stolen valor people. They just go out and they say, well, I was a Navy SEAL and I was a Delta teams. I was Delta. I was a Medal of Honor recipient. No, you weren't. They just say this. Everywhere we go, there are people who just say stuff. I don't know what it is. Truth means nothing. Truth means nothing to these people. Truth means nothing. It means nothing to these people. It means nothing. And the people who yell grifter the loudest, and get the word wrong, by the way, are the biggest liars there are. And it sounds so, doesn't it sound so, it sounds so almost infantile, doesn't it? Like, you're a liar, you're a liar. But it's true. I've never seen anything like this. So help me God. I've been around here 43 years as a lawyer. I've met criminals and cops, and I've never seen liars. You don't catch them. You catch them in a lie every now and then, but these people lie professionally. A good friend, Puppy Paws, says something interesting. Puppy Paws says, if they have to insult her, then they've already lost the argument. Truth and facts don't require insults. Hear, hear. And by the way, Puppy, truth doesn't have to be remembered. It's just the truth. You don't have to remember what I said, what I meant, how did I say it, how did I phrase this. It's the simplest thing in the world. Now, as I told you, my friends, and by the way, Mrs. Ellen and I are out and about. As you can tell, probably we're in a part of a climb in which it's not dark yet. And I have been up and at 'em since whatever it is. But I have become so, what's the opposite of allergic? Addicted. I am so addicted to this. If I don't speak to you, if I don't get this out, I can't function. I can't function. I don't know. It's the weirdest feeling I have. I've got to say it. And I've asked friends of mine who do not know what I do, who do not know. In fact, we were at a meeting. I said, excuse me, I have to go back to the hostel. I have to do a live show. What is that thing you do? I said, well, it's hard to explain. You have no idea. I don't even buy. I said, I just do you, is it like radio? I said, better than radio. So I want to do is I always think to myself, whenever I'm done speaking with you, I'm thinking, that was a terrible job. That was a terrible job. I didn't explain enough. I didn't explain it enough. I want to explain things. I want you to walk out of this meeting hall and say, I get it. I understand it. And let me see if we can explain what's going on. Today is an example of something which is just, okay. Let me start off from square one. Like maybe you're just, if you're brand new, maybe you've been, it's always important to start from the beginning. Don't assume people know. Let's say you've been in a coma and you woke up today. Let me see if I can explain this. On September the 10th of last year, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Almost immediately, there was a young man by the name of Tyler Robinson, who they say turned himself in and admitted to everybody. He admitted killing. This is the official story, the official narrative, that he turned himself in, and that he used a 30-06, a Mauser 98, a rifle that belonged to his grandfather, and that he did it ostensibly because he hated Charlie Kirk for what he thought about LGBTQ folks and trans, and he felt like he had to somehow vindicate. He had to do something. This is the story. They also will tell you that he admitted it to his gay trans furry lover, Luna, aka Lance Twiggs. They also will claim that there are pictures and snapshots and evidence, documentary evidence of his admission, up to and including his parents and the like. Okay, that's the official story from the officials, from the police, from Utah authorities and the like. Okay, now we are a group of folks who think, no, that's not true. And I will say, number one, we say that's not the narrative. Number two, there is not and will not be enough evidence to convict Tyler Robinson if he is allowed to live, if they don't kill him. So let me just tell you, all of us agree, and we could just, the first premise is we disagree with that premise. That's number one. Number two, there is not enough evidence or any evidence or evidence that will be adduced or prove the trial that will in any way show or indicate Tyler as being guilty. None. No evidence. Now, the reason for that is multifold, multivariant, and multifarious. Number one, we don't believe that he did it. He pulled the trigger. Some don't believe he was there. Some don't think that he confessed. There's under this main rubric of we don't believe the narrative, there's all kinds of belief systems. I, former prosecutor, lawyer, will tell you there is not proof, ultimately beyond a reasonable doubt, that he did this. Now, we had a preliminary hearing. Listen carefully. The preliminary hearing is normally is designed to determine probable cause, to make sure that you have enough information, enough data, enough proof, enough evidence to even go forward. And that burden of proof is probable cause, meaning he probably did it. Usually, Usually, these preliminary hearings are so overwhelming, you just say, whew, and that's the purpose. That's the purpose. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, the evidence is absolutely overwhelming. And the only reason you even have a preliminary hearing is that maybe there's some time constraints, speedy trial considerations. Maybe they didn't impanel a grand jury, but it's pro forma. And normally, a lot of people waive it. But it's a great chance sometimes to see what kind of evidence the state or the federal government has. But either way, you don't see this. It's unheard of to have a case where people are laughing at the preliminary hearing. Let me say this again. Normally, the evidence is so overwhelming. There's no glaring holes at all. Why? Because they've streamlined it. They've streamlined it. But the problem is simply this. The more that we look into this, the more that I, you, and Barron, and Ian, and Colin, everybody we know, and Fredo, and Feckety, and you name it, the whole gang, Valhalla, and all these, whoever it is, the more we look into this, the more we say, wait a minute, I don't think this guy did anything. I don't even think he's involved in anything. Now, involved, doing the air quotes, could be. Involved may be a lot of things like maybe he was there for something, a reason that we don't know about. Maybe he was there initially because it was like a kind of an Antifa thing. It's not our duty to figure out what happened. It's just not. It's not our duty. That's not what we do. We don't have to figure out what happened. You hear what I'm saying? We don't have to. If you want to, you're more than happy to oblige. But for purposes of a criminal case, all you have to do is say, you didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. That's it. So let me say this again. He might have had absolutely nothing to do with it. He might have had a little bit something to do with maybe being there. He might have thought he was there doing something else. He might have been, who knows, or not there at all. We're still sifting through this because now there's more and more evidence of other stuff, including this new evidence that says that credit card transactions may prove to someplace else, whatever. Either way, this preliminary hearing was a disaster. A disaster. Now, your question should be, how come so many people think it was great? Why do so many people? There was a fellow I thought who was so terrific. Let me show you how naive I was. I thought this was a black man. I don't know what his name is. So brilliant, so eloquent. And he said, why does Candace allege or accuse Erika Kirk of somehow being involved in her husband's assassination? Let me say this, and let me say this very clearly. There is absolutely no instance ever where Candace Owens said, Erika, you killed your husband. You were in on it. You were in on it. You did it. You were a co-conspirator. Never, ever, at any time. I'll go one step further. I don't think Candace, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I missed it. I don't think Candace has ever said anybody at all has been directly responsible, except for she has said Israel. And that was kind of like a blanket statement. But I don't think she said, maybe I'm wrong, Neff or any of these yokels from TPUSA. Nope. They might have been responsible. They might have been involved in poorly, negligently seeking to assist Charlie when he was in extremis, taking him away in the car, calling Ben Shapiro when they should have called 9/11, a lot of other stuff. But I have never, ever, never heard anybody, never heard Candace ever say, you did it. You are responsible. You're the assassin. Never. Period. Now, if I'm wrong, am I wrong? Let me ask the group. Am I wrong? Have I missed this? Please tell me. Have you heard Candace ever say, yes, they are involved? They are, I mean, absolutely, not just like, gee, why'd you do that? Hey, how come you tried doing CPR on top of the, why did you clean the car out right away? Never. Let me say it again. Never. Never. And Candace is not afraid to say anything. This is important. Now, when Candace has talked about Brigitte Macron, she's very clear. She's very clear. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Which is, no, I don't want to get into it, but that's another story. So what I'm saying is Candace is not afraid to say anything. She'll say Israel, she'll say whatever, but nobody, not Erika, and go down the list. From Turkle to this, to Neff, to Colvett, to just go down the list. Nobody. Never, ever, ever Erika. So there's this guy. So why are people saying it? Why? What do you think so? What am I missing here? Now look at this. I love this one. Let me bring this up because I love this. Lionel is wise, but falls short of being an actual truther. I don't know what a truther means. Truther to me was always 9/11. But anyway, with how he misses the point, such as saying Epstein killed himself when he just went out the back door like Charlie's is quite simple. I don't even know what this means. I never said Epstein killed himself. Enchanted life path. Quick, for those of you who have followed me, how many times have I told you? How many times have you heard to the point where you're sick of it? Hyoid bone, thyroid cartilage, homicide. How many times have you heard me say that? Guess. Guess. How many times have you heard me say he absolutely positively was murdered? Epstein never killed himself. How many? I don't even know. I'm thinking to myself, I'm sounding like a broken record. 100, 150. Somebody just wrote this and say, do you not listen to me? So I'm just going to attribute that to maybe they didn't know, maybe they haven't followed. But see, but this is the problem. We speak with such certitude, and you're wrong. You're just wrong. So, but that's okay. But this is what I have to go through. So if he got that wrong, why are people saying that Candace said this? Look, let's just say this, whatever it's worth. And I'm telling you, Candace, if Candace said, Neff, you did it, you pulled the trigger, she'd tell you, but she never did. She said, you're weird, you're strange, you're backstabbers, you're besmirching, and you're blaspheming the word of Charlie. Never did she ever say this. Critical point from Candace tonight. They're trying to set the stage to crack down on free speech because they know they're failing in their charade. Yes, but they have been doing this forever. Free speech, let me explain this. Free speech is not the issue. Some free speech is the issue. Some, not all. Your free speech is great so long as it comports with what the government wants you to say. That's all. I saw a little bit of a snippet with Roger Waters, who sometimes I admire what he's doing, but he is the biggest dick, the nastiest, surliest, most contumacious, self-righteous, arrogant, pompous ass. But he says things that I often agree with, at least the spirit of it. But he's just an asshole. And he was talking to Piers Morgan, who's retarded. Now, of those two, I'm thinking, this is where we're going. They're talking about 9/11. And it's just because this is the 25th anniversary coming up in September. So this is where we are. We deal with imprecision. We deal with anger. We love people who just love to get mad. And they will, I swear to God, if you and I met, listen to me. If I said, everybody here, give me your private email. Give me your private email. Okay? Okay. If I said, we're going to do an experiment. We're going to say, we're going to pick somebody, kind of, sort of, I don't know, Besant or, Treasury Secretary. And we're going to say he's a grift. No, he's demonic. Okay? And you say, what? If I said, oh, do me a favor. Let's say I emailed everybody. Let's say there's 800, 1,000 people. I said, okay, for the next week, listen to what I'm saying. I want you to go online and say that Besant is demonic. Just do what I say. Watch what happens in a week. And then if I could somehow count how that thing is trending, we could make people say, okay, and they'll say it. They'll say it. They don't even know why. There is a scrum. You know how entanglement in quantum mechanics, you know how sometimes there's a, I don't know, you can get people to say things just by virtue of this, Besant is, and he's not demonic, but so if you want to go after Candace, just take your paid hack wannabes. And many of them, by the way, are paid not necessarily in cash, but they're paid in terms of, being a part of the in crowd, that sort of thing. And if they all come out and say the same thing, it works for a while, and then there's nothing there anymore. And then you say, well, excuse me, why are you saying Besant is demonic? And then somebody says, I don't know. What has Candace said that is a lie? A lie is a misrepresentation of fact with the intent to deceive. That's what a lie is. What has she said that is a lie? Now, by the way, if you need to insult people, your argument is lost. True. Sometimes you can insult them in addition to your argument. In addition. But if your argument is nothing but insulting them, then you got a problem. But it's okay to insult them. Nothing wrong with that. If a person is wrong, you say, not only are you wrong, but you're an asshole. Okay, fine. But you're right. My point is, you see what I'm saying? This is the part that is so important. Tell me what she said, please. What is she saying? Everything she said, she always has a, well, let's play this. And here's Blakey Neff. And here's but Erika Kirk said this. And here's Colvette said this. Here it is. Here's the tweet. Here he is. He said this. He said this. This is what happened. This is the trial. This is what he said. This is the witness. This is the testimony. This is the evidence. This is the grainy photo. This is what Erika said. This is where she went. Candace has given us facts that nobody even needs. And then in 1973, Lori Colby, Franz, I said, Candace, we don't need to know. And her library card number was revoked when she was 12. It's like, Candace, enough. She's too thorough. She's too deep. She's too punctilious regarding this. She's too much. Where does Candace lie? Please tell me. Don't hold back. Tell me. Tell me. Where? Where does she lie? Anybody? Anybody tell me? Where does she lie? Please. Somebody. I'll wait. Give me a lie. Give me a lie. I'm waiting. They won't tell me. She's demonic. I don't know what the hell that means. She's a grifter. A grifter is kind of a con, snake oil salesman. You know what I mean? Tell me. This is going to take a while. Somebody said to me, I said that Charlie, Mike Glassos, God bless you, Mike. You're a good man. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your kindness in supporting the show. Thank you. This is the most important thing in the world. So what we're doing is, in all the scrums and all the arguments and the being pissed off, we've lost sight of what's going on here. We've completely lost sight. And I don't know how to say this any other way than as follows. This preliminary hearing is a disaster. And it's going to be a shit show, pardon my French. And by the way, where are the defense lawyers? Where are they? I swear to you. You know what changed my life? Making of a Murderer. Remember the guy Ahern, what his name is? Thank you, honey butter. Bless your heart. That was Lindsey Graham's nickname. Remember, was it Making of a Murderer? Was it Ahern or whatever? It's not Ahern. What was his name? Whatever this name was. Okay. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Most incredible thing I've ever seen. The crowdsourcing was phenomenal. I mean, to the point where I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Mac, thank you so much. Gifts 5. Look at this. Avery, thank you. Thank you. Where are we getting Ahern from? Thank you. And everybody came forward and they pointed out stuff that was fantastic. If I represented somebody today, it would be negligent of me to say, I need your help. I represent this person. Is there anything that you're noticing about this? Anything? Anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that maybe you can help me with? And if I think, that's crazy, that's nuts. You know this guy Barnes, what's his name? Barnes? Viva, I think they come as a team, right? Viva Frey or Viva Free or Viva, who's a little tenuous, but he's good. But his friend, this guy Barnes, he actually said, in no way would I do it. No lawyer would ever seek the help for people. I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't understand it. Thank you, Leslie Watson. Thank you. What if I said, I've got a client who is on trial. Has anybody seen? My client was supposed to be at this bowling alley at 10. Do we even have bowling alleys anymore? Anyway, at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Did you see his? Yes, I was so and so. Or the bowling alley was closed. Or I'm not gonna put. Somebody's not gonna come forward and say, no. You know when people knock on the door, the old get shoe leather police work, where they just go to people's houses? This guy actually said, so committed is to he. It's almost like they don't want to find the truth. Something's weird to say, et tu, Barnes? Et tu? What are you doing? We're lawyers. I want the truth. Anybody know anything? Anybody know anything? I don't. I don't understand what I'm seeing. My whole world has been just shocked. The people that I really respect, I'm thinking either they must have been bought off because they can't be this stupid. Somebody must be buying them. This one fellow, so brilliant, who said that Candace Owens said that, and I'm thinking, he never said that. You can say whatever you want. Listen, if you don't, I mean, if Candace Owens says, I think it's Israel, it's like, okay, you think maybe that opinion is nuts? Have at it. Can't help you there. Candace, you're on your own with that one, my friend. Somebody thinks your opinion is wrong. Okay, fine. Somebody thinks your opinion, not your fact, but your opinion, that's their chance. You know, in my opinion, Springsteen, sucks or whatever. In my opinion, but not facts. So that's going on there. So that's where we are today, and that's what's happening. And these people are just their behaviors first. Well, actually, let me go back a little bit. There's something to be said here. There's something very, very important. Before, if I could go back in time, and if I said, okay, September the 10th, on September the 11th, I want everybody to meet in my office. Let's say I can meet with everybody at TPUSA. Everybody, Turkle, this one, the drivers, Erika, Neff, Colvett, everybody who's, if you're going to say anything from now until the end of time, meet me, everybody, mandatory meeting. Mandatory meeting. You got that? Everybody here? Okay. Now, let me give you a little bit of advice. You probably don't know this, but there are people who are going to be listening to every word you say. I mean everything. If you say 9:03, they're going to say, well, where you were 9:02. If you say Tuesday, they're going to say maybe it was Wednesday. There is no fact. Punctilious, exacting, the exactitude that these people, they're savants or you used to call them autists, or I mean, they're obsessed. They're nerds and wonks, and they're fact perverts. Their fetish is the truth. If you go on Sean Ryan and you say that you used the packing from the number 9 wound dressing, I'm just making this up, you better make sure you say that for the rest of your life. Because what you say in passing, these people are writing down everything you say. And let me tell you something about ChatGPT. AI, by the way, is going to be a bust when it comes, at least in the immediate future. But it is invaluable. Let me tell you what it's going to be right now. Listen to me. You're going to be able to say, I've got Colvett or Neffy Neff or whoever the hell it is. And I have what they said on this show, or go and find everything they've ever said and find for me all of the inconsistencies, all of them. Find all of the inconsistencies that are available, all of them. And ChatGPT or AI will say, well, here's what these people do this naturally. So what they did was they all went out and they figured nobody has to, I don't know, pay attention because they're just not used to it. They say whatever they're just not used to this. So then you've got Erika, and Erika is the worst. Erika, thank you, Faith Avin, Faith, either Faith Avin or, well, thank you, Faith Avin. I'm thinking of every permutation. Thank you very much for that. Erika went out and she just talked. She just made stuff up. I don't know if she lied, if she doesn't remember. Oh my God. I mean, I have never, the story. Have you ever seen these memes? What she's lying stuff. Remember, it's a misrepresentation of fact with things that intend to deceive. It might have been just, she just forgets. But how the stories have changed. Oh my God. I don't know if she knows where she is. So you have this stuff. And they say Candace Owens is a liar, is a grifter. Look, say what you want. Like I said, if you don't like her opinion, hey, Candace, you're on your own. I can't help you with that. It's an opinion. They don't like the opinion. Okay. But you're not a liar. You're not a grifter. Demonic, I don't even know what that means. You're not evil. Look at this, how wonderful it is. Liggy Lights. Remember, Mr. and Mrs. L, hit that. We love you. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you don't mind what I'm saying, but somebody might be just listening right now for the first time, because you always assume somebody is listening for the very first time. And what we kind of know to be true, some people have never heard this before. And you're saying, wait a minute, you mean to tell me Candace Owens has never lied? No. I mean, she might have lied in her life. I'm sure, maybe. She might have failed. But as far as this goes, please, I beg you, I will stop. I will put you right up. We will discuss. Tell me where Candace has lied. Tell me. Now, as I told you, there are 4 parts of this. The first is the preliminary hearing, which is a shit show. And of that, I am so worried for the life of one Mr. Tyler Robinson, because if he goes bye-bye in nighty-night, all of their problems are over. It's just this is a fact. If he just goes away, it's all done. They can just move on and say, oh, whew, we dodged a bullet there. Bad pun. There's a terrible pun there somewhere. See what I'm saying? So that scares me. So that's that. Second, Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk, if you've just tuned in, if you've again, you've been in a coma, you're saying, what's the story with her? Erika Kirk started off just being somebody that everybody felt sorry for. Better yet, let me ask you, yes or no, 1 or 2, whenever we say that, like, for the number for yes, just push the number 1. You don't have to write anything. It's very simple. 1 is yes, 2 is no. Yes or no? When you first heard about this, didn't you feel sorry for Erika Kirk? You didn't know who she was? I haven't seen Candace even make a mistake without owning it. There's faith. You're absolutely right. And she always goes back and she'll say, she clarifies something. But let me ask you something, Faith, you too. When you first heard her name, Erika Kirk, didn't you say, oh? Didn't she seem like seems like a nice gal, but for kids, oh, I didn't know anything about her. Didn't you think so? Didn't you feel at first, when you first heard her name, never heard? Some people were saying, nope. How can you not? People are saying they weren't sad. You hated her before you knew who she was? I don't think you understand the question. When you first heard Charlie Kirk, September the 10th, and then there was the 11th, there's, and this, by the way, this is before the the funeral home, the crying over the casket. This is before the, hey guys, that speech. But I mean, just at first, everybody did. Remember, before the funeral was when I lost it. Not the funeral, but the funeral, but it was that. But when you first went into this, you didn't know who she was. You just saw this woman. Then we found out who she was. Then we said, oh, no. Oh, man. And then it was something, what's the matter with you? What are you saying? Nothing. I'm just. What? She's a widow. I know she's a widow. I know. I'm just thinking she's acting a little weird. What do you mean? We all grieve differently. Nobody who first saw her said, I hate her. You don't know her. Hasn't said anything yet. Most people we didn't care about Erika Kirk. They didn't even know about her. Well, and she never disappointed. Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Britney Spears told fewer fibs, lies, prevarications than she did. And then you go back and you realize, oh my God. And it wasn't just here. She just made things up. Okay. She has got to be marginalized. She is when I mean that, I don't mean anything physical, anything nefarious. I mean intellectually, in terms of argument. Why TPUSA has her around, it's up to them. But she is just let me ask you something. Yes or no? We try this one. Wouldn't you be happy if you never had to see Erika Kirk ever again? Any more speeches? You don't even want to hear about it. You're not even looking for it. You just wouldn't you feel better if it's like, you know what? It's been 6 months. I haven't even seen. She's done no new speeches. I haven't had to listen to this, the crying or whatever. Wouldn't you just love to say, just go away? We don't, it doesn't matter. It's a free country. Why don't you just say, just go away? I would love that. Every time I think, oh, shit. Oh, God. What is it? Don't look now. What is it? That's a new Erika Kirk speech. Is it new? Yeah, it's new. Are you sure? I'm sure. Damn it. Oh, I got to see it. Oh, God. And then you realize you can't unsee her. Even at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Take me home. I just want to go home. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's laughing. Trump's doing peekaboo behind the screen. Kash Patel can't get reception for herself. One guy is eating. Do you want your shrimp? Other people are taking the table settings. I mean, it was the most unfrightening event ever. But she can't do it. And you know that the people who are forced to speak favorably, either pursuant to the contract or whatever, must be say, do we have to do this? Yes. Oh God. You mean to get paid? I've got to say something about Erika Kirk? Yeah. Oh God. Okay. All right. Nobody. She doesn't say anything. So that's the second one. At the preliminary hearing, you got her. The third thing is Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is a sniveling, slithering, slimy, oleaginous, unctuous penguin, smarmy, snarky, I'm saying all these words. He is just so vile, corrupt, rank, fetid, feculent, rotten, slippery, squishy, mendacious. There is just Ben Shapiro. If you had to have a villain in a movie, he would be fantastic. Ben Shapiro is just who likes Ben Shapiro? Listen, a lot of people can say, well, maybe they do. Maybe they like Blake Knipp. Maybe they do. I don't know. Ben, nobody does. Nobody. Every time Ben says anything about Israel, the support, if that's possible, drops even more. Say, Ben, you're supposed to help us. Ben, you're supposed to help us. You're an advocate. You're not helping us. What are you doing? I don't understand this. I don't, for the life of me, I think, what are we doing here? Ben Shapiro, and he hates her. I submit, you might disagree, Candace's number one enemy is Ben Shapiro. Absolutely. This guy behind the scenes, he will stop. He feels embarrassed. He feels, remember after they fired Candace, the Golden Goose, they went and they tried to encourage people to be producers to show her old, Daily Wire stuff. I mean, it was so bad. Even Candace said, what? And these people said, yeah, they wanted me to do this thing where they wanted me to be put on a show. I mean, who's running this? What kind of an imagination? You can't write this. You can't write this. You can't. Then we have the TPUSA people. I'm going to say something, and I don't know how to say it other than this. Candace mentioned some new people today. Why do all these people look like young, white men? You know what I mean? Kind of boyishy, kind of. Why are these, like Candace said, 21-year-old interns flying on some, and all these jets? Would it kill them to fly commercial? Emergency. I mean, do they really? I mean, I've never been on a private jet in my life. I want to do this before I die. Or maybe not, because I'll realize, because after today, it's like, oh my God, flying out of JFK, we're supposed to leave at, we're up at 2, and then we got a new plane. They had to replace the plane because the air conditioner smelled fine. It's true. I'm big enough, for the love of God. Plus, I'm all the humanity. Anyway. Are you getting what I'm saying here? I don't know how to say this. I don't even know what I'm getting at, but it's like, is there any, how do I say this? I'll use a parlance, you might say. I'm not saying it. Are there any hot babes? No. The one, what is her name? Ashley, whatever. This one who was like, she was just heartbroken. They fired her. Michael P. says, in my opinion, had Erika Kirk shunned the spotlight and had TPUSA and the surrogates stay silent on Tyler Robinson and guilt, the FedSlop narrative may have remained intact. Thankfully, they continued to hurt themselves. Oh, I agree with you. Had they just shut up. That's it. Absolutely. Why are you even bringing this up? It's not your concern. Don't involve yourself in this. Just keep making the money. Keep going, getting your money. Get that money. All those Gulfstream, you know. But is there any? Now, if you hear this is really weird. Okay, how do I say this? If I told you, hey, did you hear what happened? I'm not saying this happened. Hypothetically, did you hear what happened? There's an accusation of sexual harassment going on at TPUSA. Would you think, oh, some woman? You think, no, some man, because they're all men. And they get these young ones in there. And they all kind of hang around together. And they travel together. And they talk to each other. And they take their jets together. And it's the weirdest. I mean, I'm just saying. Lionel, you can make a fortune selling I'm Addicted to Candace merch. LOL. Okay. Do you think this is, by the way, do you think this is addicted to her or is it a cause? When you have a cause, when you're talking about something and you, I mean, are people addicted to Zelensky or Trump or Biden, or if there's an issue and you're addicted to Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell, does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? I mean, do you think do you think seriously this is just about personality alone? Is there anybody here who just has who doesn't give a damn what Candace says, but you're just in love with her? Is anybody seriously? I mean, maybe. Is there anybody here who maybe is just really? Because I know that they always reduce it to that. But anyway, but it's the weirdest thing, and I'm telling you, there's something really. I'm just saying. Have you noticed the women of TPUSA, Dana Lash, Erika, the woman who married the fiddle player, these other. The interesting thing about TPUSA is they actually make CPAC, palatable. Let me explain the bigger issue here. I don't know what your political position is. I have no name for mine. I'm not conservative. It just has there's no name. I don't know what these names are. But I think he would probably say that ideologically, Candace and Tucker and a lot of other people are conservative. I mean, conservative. Family values, very religious, staunch, anti-abortion, pro-life. I mean, just, you know what I mean? Just, okay. But the Republican Party is not anymore connected with them. There is a fracture, and what is happening right now is so big and so huge and so great and so grand and so enormous that what we are seeing right now is a complete explosion and a complete inversion of what's happening as to everything with MTG and with Kent and Massey and Tucker and Candace and everybody else for that matter. A lot of people and some left people like Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur, they're coming over. Jimmy Dore, who never, ever would have been considered a conservative, is now espousing virtually everything that we're doing. So this left-right stuff's over with. I hope you understand that. This is critical. This is really, really critical stuff. So what we're seeing right now is a very, very simple thing, my friend. This is bigger than Candace, than Erika, than TPUSA. It's bigger than anything. It's the biggest murder trial. It's a whodunit. It's the best story there is. What would you like about it? What do you like about it? What? Do you like politics? You like crime? You like murder? You like grift? You like just some of the weirdest personalities ever? And you want to see this woman who was just barreling through, making mincemeat out of these people. And here's the best part. And this is what I'm so proud about. And I will say, and I will throw everybody into this. Enemies, frenemies alike. Cable news, conventional, prototypical terrestrial talk, radio, and heritage, news. It's always white men. White men, they look like the same thing. We have some of the most interesting people of where we don't care. This is true about whether you're Tatum, whether you're Ian Carroll, whether you're Liz Witt, it doesn't matter. You can be a woman, you can be black. And the number one person right now in our realm is a black woman that we don't even talk about. This is weird. I never even think about her as being black. Never. It never comes up. She doesn't do a lot of, I think, overt, deliberate affectations, to really push the point. I don't think she doesn't some people say, oh my God, would you stop it? It's always implied. It doesn't matter. We actually listen to people. And if we like them or don't like them, it's by what they say, not who they are. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's one of the best, it's one of the greatest, I think, testaments. This is why we don't need DEI and all this stuff. If you let people just go, if you're good, or if you have an audience, that's it. Shabby Shabs, black. Brianna, was it? Black. Fredo, Polish woman living in Cyprus. I mean, Fekete, American woman. Go down the list. There's other, and there are nemesis, so to speak. There are other ones who doesn't matter. I've got to say something. And this is to everybody. It doesn't matter. Nobody thinks about Anna Kasparian as being a woman or being Armenian. No. I mean, maybe you'll stop and think about it. When you let people just speak and you let us listen, we don't care who you are. You could be 10 years old. But if you make sense, fine. That's it. And what happens is, and I'm telling you, the guy who I think is the biggest phony is this Posobiec, proboscis, whatever the hell his name is. He is the worst. Candace broke the mold indeed. Absolutely. Meghan Markle, by the way, even she's a bit of a liar, but she's a little different. This Posobiec, whatever his name is, he's the worst. This is the worst. He was the one who said, there's no such thing as Pizzagate. In the Epstein files, they mentioned pizza 10 million times. Ben Swann did the best coverage ever. He put his life, his career, everything on the line, and he told the truth, and he was vindicated. He was absolutely vindicated. You couldn't miss it. It was from WikiLeaks. It was from all this. I mean, it was just, come on. I'm telling you, you can't pull this conspiracy thing on us. Wait till 9/11 hits. Oh, if you haven't gotten into that, you're going to love this. If you think Tyler's nothing compared to this, because there's so many moving parts to 9/11. So what I'm saying to you right now is, what you're seeing, whatever side you're on, this is the best group of people right now. I don't care who. I swear to you. There is something about this format that is raw. I've been speaking to you for an hour. No commercials, no interruption, no nothing. No graphics, no zip, just me and you, and a dog named Boo, traveling and living off the land. I think Lobo said it best. And that's it. And there's a rawness to it. It's just me. Barron talks for like 20 hours a day. I mean, my God, he says he does his thing, and and everybody else, and Coach Colin, and go down the list. Go down the list. Go down the list. And they're so good. And they'll sit there, they're in a room, they got their hat on backwards. Somebody is sitting and might have an ironing board behind them. Who knows? We don't care about that. It's the best program there is. The best. I'm so proud to be associated with this. Doesn't matter who you are. Come on board. What do you have to say for yourself? Don't care who you are. You know who also, this is very interesting. You know who's one of the funniest people? Milo. Sarah Teg says, hey, Lionel, I have loved listening to you. I have been inspired to do my own reacting to Candace on YouTube and started yesterday. I love your ability to present an argument. Thank you. Good for you. Good for you, by the way. Let us know how we can follow you. Let us know your channel. Absolutely. The better. And I love when people start off at first when they're the most honest, when they don't know anything about anything. They're just doing it. And everybody's got their chance to just say, this is what I think. It's the best. It is so raw. It's beautiful. And I mean it. I'm telling you. And after this is over, there's going to be something else, some other case. And there's so much good stuff. Television killed themselves. Television, cable news. And what's happening is that you better understand something. If you want to be able to do it, if you want to make it a satellite radio or a terrestrial radio, you better have room for people like this. Farts for Candace. She is crushing you too, Lionel. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck it. Hang on. Something better. There we go. Hand farts for Candace. How many people can say that? Oh, absolutely. And think about what she does. She has a very nice, I think it's her basement, very nice. But it's no studio. It's a thing. She's got the whatever, and that's it. We don't care. You can do it in your kitchen. We don't care where you broadcast from. It doesn't matter. We don't care. You don't have to do hair and makeup. We don't care about it. Nobody cares. That's the reason why Megyn Kelly just isn't. And let me tell you one thing. The guy who was still the most phenomenal that I cannot figure out is Theo Vaughn. That guy is unbelievable. So with that, my friends, I thank you. I am, my wife and I are pretty near exhausted. I've been up here all day, but I wanted to thank you for this. I love this. And I am so honored to speak with you. The fact that you spend your time thinking of me, being with me, to allow me, to give me an audience, to say whatever I want. It's the greatest thing in the world. The greatest. Best. It's not just performance for the sake of performance. Performance where I want somebody to say, I never thought about that. I'm always trying to find that one angle nobody's ever thought of. Keep it moving says, I've been trying to make a live. Just wanted to say I absolutely love everything about it. Everything about it, you, especially your sense of humor. Well, thank you. That's the most important part. I think. You have got to make this jinx. My family and I love you. My husband asked if you can make your hand fart sound like a fish underwater fart. Yes, that's more of a, we used to have this song, Catholic school. The song of farts. You ever hear this one? A fizz, a fuzz, a fizz, fuzz, fart, poop, terror, rag, two kinds of church, creepers, balloon, leak in the bathtub, blub, blub. A fizz, a fuzz, a fizz, fuzz, fart, poop, terror, rag. I love that one. Two kinds of church creepers, a balloon leak, and a bathtub, blub, blub, blub. I love that. But this, I saw a kid today on the plane. Kid was acting up, and the mother was like, like, come on, sit down. I said, hey. That was it. Kid says, I know what that is. I know you know what that is. Fart, the universal musicology of flatus. My friends, I love you. Have a great and a glorious day. We'll be back tomorrow. Please like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Don't forget to follow my beloved wife, Lynn's Warriors, at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. And until tomorrow, my friend, support and defend Candace, because she's right. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dat.